Hi guys, welcome to another Heart to Heart sesh with Shandy Love. Hope you guys are well. I have been brainstorming some topics that I wanted to discuss, and it hit me the other day. I should just talk about what I've been experiencing recently. And that is something pertaining to jobs, right? The whole idea, the whole concept of projector jobs. What are projector jobs? What are jobs that we naturally feel inclined to do? I want to discuss that. I want to discuss my own experience and challenges with finding my place within society, within this realm of working. I don't want to work. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't like the whole concept of waking up every day, going to a job, like clocking in every day at a certain time. Like that routine drives me nuts, especially having to get out the bed and get ready for work. I love slow mornings. So this is going to be a conversation about one, projector jobs. What is that? What the heck is that? My own experience in finding or creating something that just works for me per se. And I would love to leave the floor open for you guys just to see what is your experience. I'm going to share some responses I got off of Twitter because I did introduce the topic on Twitter before I did this video. And I'll also share, based off research, some of the best jobs that are for projectors, just to see if these are things that we have dabbled into, or these are things that we're even interested in, and how could we find ourselves there. Just gonna get straight to it. Finding a job as a projector is hard because we are often told that we're not meant to work long hours. We have our energy comes in spurts. Like we require naps, and most of us, all of us, typically we have bills to pay. We have things we want to take care of. We have goals that we want to reach, and it requires money. It requires that financial stability. So like the question often comes to mind, how do I create a sustainable life while still making sure I'm not overwhelming myself or subjecting myself to burnout, working a job I don't like, giving my energy and my time away to tasks that I don't really care for. How do I find that balance? And that's been a question I've been asking for months, probably over 2 years now. So it's just like, what do we do? Like if you find yourself trying to cope with these same questions, I feel you. If you have found a way out, please share some tips in the comment section below, because trust, I know we all would love to hear it. I've been on a journey of breaking free from my 9 to 5. You could check out one of my videos there's a couple of videos I have made about quitting my job, right? I'm a quitter, right? I quit things that I just had enough of. I don't shy away from that. But if I could be frank and honest, shit has been real. Especially these days, shit has been real, okay? It has been eye-opening, and I can't lie. I have been questioning my actions and the steps I was taking to leave myself here to this point where I'm kind of like in the unknown, and I feel very uncomfortable because I'm just not quite where I want to be. And like I'm just retracting, like looking back at the steps I took to get here. And trying to make this shift into finding that balance has been such a trial and error take a good guess what one of my lines are. Just take a good guess. And even with that, I have been learning how to just appreciate the journey and not take the time that it's taking for me to get there, to get to the destination I want to get to, too personally, and even that has been a challenge in itself, because it's just like, damn, it's been so long. Damn. But you could check a few of my videos that I have shared about me making the decision to not work corporate jobs or just a traditional way of working. And you could see how that all started out for me. So I am going to give an update about what my experience has been like. We are here to guide generators and the other energy types. We are here to be a source of perspective and direction. We're here to share our wisdom and relax. Quite frank, we're here to just relax, to study, to master our skills and share. To study, to master our skills and share. So where in a 9 to 5 are we going to find that? But stress, because we're working a 9 to 5. And that's something that I realize has been a challenge not only for myself, but other projectors too, because it's not easy to just up and quit your job, especially if you have been conditioned to believe that your value is measured by how much action you take and how much energy you're putting out. And you have come to believe that working long hours is the only way that you could create a fulfilling life, and that's the only way you could actually make money. It is not an easy transition. We have responsibilities, we have rent, we have bills, we have the overall pressure to survive, especially in this economy. So many of us do find ourselves partaking in things that energetically we don't feel aligned with. Our body is not okay with. We just don't really find joy in. So it's all about finding our way out and what are the steps you could take to find our way out. And I just think it just starts off with the awareness that, hey, this doesn't feel good because this is not natural for us. Period. And accepting that, right? And then little by little find ourselves towards what lights us up, what makes us feel good, what works for us and our energy levels. I've always despised the traditional way of working. And this is before I ever found out that I was a projector. This is before I even knew about human design. And I come to find that other projectors have been saying the same thing. Like, it's just naturally, we don't like it. There are some other people, and I'm pretty sure there are other energy types, these people who enjoy it. They love the fast life. They love the pace of it. They enjoy waking up early and going to their jobs and doing and putting in the effort and making their money in that way. But I had to come into terms with me not liking it does not make me wrong. It doesn't make me a person that just is lazy and lackluster and just does not enjoy finding financial stability for myself. It's just that maybe my body is just urging me to find and create financial stability in other ways and other forms. And so many time of my life I have spent fighting at, because I just felt like it was wrong. I felt like this is all I know. Wake up at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, go to your job, come back home after 5. And then, if you have the energy, go and focus on the things that you actually do enjoy. And if you don't, put it on your to-do list and hopefully to pray to God that you'll end up tending to it one day. It was a battle for so long until I decided to, you know what? Let me take that jump. And whatever happens, just happens, right? And I could be honest and say that I had assumed I had it all figured out. I thought I did. When I first left my 9 to 5, I knew I had to let go of something. At that time, it was my apartment. I knew that it's going to take some time for me to just create another way of making income. And usually, you know, you want to have something set up. You want to have something either if it's savings or it's another few gigs or just something on the side set up for you to maintain while you're figuring it out. And just for me, it wasn't that way because unfortunately, as I was preparing to leave this job, I was looking for other opportunities. And by the time I got up to here, my limit reaches capacity, I couldn't take it anymore. So I had to go. You know, that just wasn't my story. I didn't have something lined up. So it's been almost 2 years since I've left that job and been trying to find something that works. I've been looking at contract positions. I've been looking at gigs. You know, I successfully found a gig, but then I also could see that it's ending at this moment. I'm currently looking into contract positions even further, like just opening up my horizon, kind of like opening up my options in that way where it's just like I'm not looking for the same type of positions, kind of looking for other things that I wasn't paying attention to before. And it's been an experience. I get frustrated sometimes because I feel like, again, I keep thinking about the time that I've spent, and I think about what else I could have been doing with this time. And I'm so not trying to look at it as time being wasted, because I feel like each step I'm taking, I'm just taking up like gemstones, and I'm calculating data, and I'm learning more. And that in itself is invaluable. That in itself is experience that I could use for other things, you know, just trying to figure out and refine and redefine what is it that I really, how I want to go about this. How do I want to go about things moving forward? And what are certain things I want to take out? What are certain strategies that just not working out for me? I'm just at a space where I'm redefining. I can say that. Whether it's with my business, whether it's me trying to find other forms of income so that way while I'm working on my business, there's something still coming through. I'm just experimenting and redefining. I don't believe that I'm going to be working towards this and eventually nothing's ever going to happen for me. I just don't believe that. I feel like as long as I keep tending to the seeds that I planted, eventually something will come through. So that is something that's just been keeping my hope alive, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie, I almost leaned right back into jumping into the whole 9 to 5 structure because I felt a bit desperate. I felt like maybe I'm not ready. I gave it a try, I gave it a go, and it just didn't work out. So I just started thinking like, okay, maybe I should just go back into that world. And I did apply for a few jobs. And let me tell you something. Spirit, God, the universe is just not, they're not trying to give me the easy way out. I'm just saying. They are not trying to give me the easy way out. You know how I know? The unbelievable things just keep happening to shut that part of my life out. It's as if when I took that risk of leaving a 9 to 5 and telling myself I will never go back, it's as if the universe has been conspiring to make that evident. Like, I'm not going back. So I did look towards that route again and got shut out a few times to the point where now I'm considering, okay, strictly contract work, strictly gigs, or just some unique creative way, or just maybe leaning more into and putting more focus into my craft. Thank God I'm getting support from my lover, my partner, who has been just so supportive. He has been showing up and showing out for me in ways that I feel like if he wasn't by my side, I don't know. So thank God for that. But it just feels so good. It feels so good having my own. It feels so good to just, even with my supporting my own partner, he's giving to me, I want to give back to him. It just, the idea of that feels so good. And I think that is just what is keeping me going, because I want to get to the point where, babe, I got it. I like that. So some advice that I have for anyone that is currently experiencing the same is to just take a moment. Like, if you find that you're consistently applying for things and you're just not getting through, and no matter what you're doing, you just keep getting rejected, the doors are just not opening, take a minute to just sit and reflect. See if there's a blind spot. See if there's certain things that you're missing that you just didn't try yet. Talk to God, talk to the universe, talk to a friend, your therapist, somebody to help guide you, so that you're not chasing your own tail, and you're not just being repetitive, repeating the same steps and just not getting anywhere. I'll advise that. Other things is just look where you haven't been looking again. Just look, try to see if there's something you're just missing. And especially if you have, if you're a projector, talk it out. Whether you're talking to yourself or you're talking to your friends or your loved ones, talk it out with somebody. I'm pretty sure it will come up as you're speaking. Other authorities, listen to that inner guidance, listen to that gut, listen to that splenic, listen to the sacral. Shut out the outside noise, and you know that worrying and fear is going to instantly block you from finding any solution. So take a minute to step out of that frequency, so that you can invite answers when you're stepping into a higher frequency. And just like me, you may just be directed to look for opportunities that is going to provide the flexible hours, the opportunities that are going to offer work-life balance, that's going to give you that structure that you need, so that way you're not being depleted of your good energy, so that way you'll be available to guide, to inform, to share your wisdom whenever necessary, while also maintaining your own well-being by providing for yourself financially, having a sustainable work-life balance. And let's just say you are stuck. Well, nobody's ever stuck, but we'll just call that. You feel like you're stuck in a 9-to-5 traditional job structure. Still find a way, create a way to prioritize self-care. Make that a priority, especially because most of your time is going towards somebody else's dream, right? Nobody likes that. While you're putting hours and supporting somebody else's dream, you're getting drained. And quite frankly, you're making the money so you can support yourself at the end. But if it's taken out more from you than it's given to you, try to prioritize your self-care, because that you're going to need to be in your highest self during this time period. So that way, while energy is still getting taken from you, you're instantly putting it back. You're instantly giving back. You're instantly replenishing yourself. I just think that is a priority, especially when you are in a space where you just don't want to be in, and you're feeling like you're stuck and you're feeling like there's no way out. That self-care, that's going to come through for you, and eventually try to ease yourself out. I feel like that was something I was trying to do when I was in the 9-to-5 world. I was still, I was really big about my routine, really big on making sure that I was taking care of myself, exercising, eating right, but also preparing myself for when I would like to leave, whether it's talking to my supervisor and telling them and or asking them, I would like to switch up my schedule, one that works for me. Maybe taking one day out the week, switching to like a bit part-time, so that way you could also still save while you are preparing to leave the 9 to 5 world fully. And let's just say you're a projector who enjoys the 9 to 5. Let's say you work from home. I think that's the best, honestly. If you are 9 to 5 and you work from home and you're able to create that structure and that balance because you're at home, just saying, kudos to you, because I feel like that is just really everybody else, especially projectors' dream, is to, while they are working on their own business, while they are working on or studying what they need to study, they are able to have slower mornings and not have to commute. They don't have to commute and be consumed with a lot of energy in the mornings. You know, we love our slow mornings. But let's just say you do have to commute and you do have to get out there and face all these things you don't want to face. That self-care, making time for that is just scratch everything else out. That has to be the top of the top of the top of the list, okay? So we discussed the challenges that come with, you know, the 9 to 5 and just figuring our ways out of that, right? Let's take a look. Let's dive into some roles that projectors are just great in, that they will flourish in. And I won't be surprised if some of the roles that I explain, some of you already are in those roles, or you guys are just interested in obtaining these roles. I found that most of these roles I kind of like dabbled in, I'm still dabbling in, so it's very interesting. Here are the roles that projectors thrive in: coaching and consulting, like life coaching, business coaching, career advising, wellness coaching. Teaching and mentorship, whether you want to be a teacher, tutor, online course creator. Creative fields like writing, filmmaking, graphic design, content creation, like YouTube, social media management. Spiritual and healing work. This is from my astrologers, my human design readers, tarot readers, therapists, wellness facilitators. We thrive at seeing the bigger picture and offering our natural wisdom. So any career that falls into those categories are just perfect for us, because I feel like when we give and we share our insights and we're recognized for that insight, in return, we are healed. We're being healed. We're being fed. Like, that is, it's bigger than money for us, you know? Strategy and leadership. So things like project management, which is something I really want to get into, by the way. Creative directing, marketing strategy, HR consulting. So these are like contract opportunities where you're set to work for a duration of time, and you put on your resume and you're able to take a little break and then get right back out there, you know. Tech and AI related jobs, whether you're a UX, UI, design, research, AI training. Virtual remote work, so any kind of work that involves virtual. Freelance writing, social media management, virtual assistants. So take a minute to highlight which of these jobs that you think you'll be good at. And if you are already working in these roles, please share with the people. Share with us, what exact role are you doing? Are you enjoying it? And understand that these roles, they don't have to look the same for everyone. I know some projectors who are in the healthcare field, who are travel nurses, psychotherapists, who are just doing a damn thing and are able to construct a routine and schedule that just works for them. So just know that it's not going to look the same for everybody. It's all about just finding what aligns for us and our own individual roles and needs. So I introduced the topic to a community group on Twitter. It's called Projector Nation Royalties. You guys should actually join that community. It's such a dope community where a lot of projectors come in and they share some insights. They share their own perspectives and their own experiences. And I've been getting a lot of information from that. Also, don't forget to join my broadcast channel because I will be sharing a lot of insights that I get from just all over. My broadcast channel is the link in my description, so check it out. I ran across this tweet about trying to survive and find purpose, and I made a comment about the fact that the 9-to-5 structure is just like, it kind of challenges us to meet our basic needs while also trying to stick to our path and aligning with our purpose. And I really wanted to know how some people were coping with that, or if they have made it out the 9-to-5 structure, or if they're currently still facing some challenges with the 9-to-5 structure. And I'm going to read some of the comments that some people shared. So someone said, I transitioned from an office job where I had to work weekends to a work from home Monday to Friday job, and that really helped me cope. Now I'm working on a transition plan out of my corporate job where I'll be working for myself. And I just think that's so dope because I see here they already saw that they did not like the traditional office job they had. They found a structure that worked for them, and now that they're in that structure that's like working for them, they're still seeing, okay, how do I create something even better for myself? And this is something that I want to point out, that it's just a process. This is something I want to tell myself. It's just a process. Like, we don't have to just get up and jump right out into the world unless you're a line 3 like me that can't sit still for too long. Don't have to do it. You don't have to take that risk, okay? And it's okay to find something that works within the 9-to-5 structure while you are working on getting out of the position completely. Someone shared ways I've coped over the years. Time limited contract work. So 3-6-month contracts, usually better pay, and allowed me to have breaks. That right there is just like, I like the idea of contract work. The only thing I can't stand though is I realize I like knowing I'm getting consistent money over time. I guess that's why they point out 3-month to 6 months contracts. I don't like to keep interviewing and keep applying or even just searching for income. I just like the idea of consistent money. So if I could find something for like a 1 to 2 year, that would be perfect. I do know with contract position, the hiring process is a bit faster than regular ongoing hiring processes. And there is someone that shared a success projector story that I think is just amazing. I love hearing projector success stories where the projector is recognized and seen for doing what they love, and they're invited into something that just works for them, right? Someone said, I just got really lucky. I wasn't doing what I liked in college, so I said, fuck it, and switched to writing, got connected with the right person who believed in me and pushed me forward, and now I've got a fully remote ad job with a supportive team. That right there is just, I really need to know their authority and their strategy. Well, I know their strategy. I need to know their authority, and I need to know their motivation, because that right there is just like the dream, to be recognized and seen, and to be supported throughout the process, and just to land somewhere where it's just like someone invited you there, so you know that's the way to go, right? And then we have a psychotherapist. She said, I work for myself part-time so I can choose my hours, then have an employed role, work from home 20 hours a week for the benefits. And that right there, I'm going to end it right there. You guys could also check my community post where I'm going to share basically all the comments that I came across in this post. I like that right there because that right there is the example of what I was talking about earlier. Constructing your own way, like creating your own way of doing it, and it does not have to look the same like everyone else. And I feel like when you have a skill, you don't have to be stuck in the 9 to 5 with that skill. You could take that skill, like this psychotherapist, take the skill and either work for yourself, but also find a way to create another stream of income where it's just, it's more consistent, and it's just like you just know as you put in this hours, you're going to get something back, right? Because let's face it, not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. I'm not going to lie. This is going to sound crazy, right? Because I love what I do. I don't want to be an entrepreneur. I just want to do what I love and get paid for it. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that looks like for real for someone, because yeah, I don't care for the 9 to 5 hours, but I don't care for working 24 hours either. I just want to get up whenever I want, go to sleep whenever I want, take off whenever I want, and not be so consumed by output. And I feel very motivated. I don't know about you guys, but I feel motivated to just go ahead and get creative and construct that reality for myself. Check my blind spots. Check off what hasn't been working these past 2 years, and create a way for me to have that life and know that it's possible without feeling like I have to abide by the rules or the regular way of doing things, or because I'm an entrepreneur, I have to be working all the time. And if I'm not working, I'm not going to get what I need to get done, or I'm not going to receive the success that I want to receive. There has to be a way. There has to be a way. So with that being said, guys, send me love, and I'm sending you guys back love. If you are also struggling with work as a projector, struggling to find your space in the society, trying to find that balance, just know you're not alone. Just know that as long as you put one foot in front of the other, you're going to find that alignment. You're going to find that structure. You're going to find that way of being. Because what matters is that you're aware. What matters is that you know what it is that you want and you desire, and you are taking the steps that necessary to get there. Doesn't matter how it's going to work out, how it's going to pan out. Just know that it shall come together. It will fall together like the perfect puzzle. So let me know in the comments if you are working 9 to 5, or if you are currently experimenting outside of that 9 to 5. Let me know how that's going. Let's talk about it. Subscribe, like, and share with your other projector friends. Be sure to tune into more of my content that's coming along the way. I want to produce some interesting and entertaining content, whether it's going to be me and other groups of projectors or other energy types discussing what it's like in real time. Or I also want to do some live human design readings. Would you guys like that? I would like to do that. But yeah, subscribe, like, and share, guys. I appreciate you so much for tuning in and watching. Mwah. We still could add some kind of structure in our routine and our schedule, even if it looks like us laying in bed all day. So let's get into it. Let's get into what is the best morning routine for projectors, okay?